What's up, guys? Welcome back to the One Man Show. I am the Man, and over there is the One. And we are Singapore's number one fight podcast, the only fight podcast in Singapore. That's why we're number one. We're here to talk all things fight sport in the Lion City. Before I introduce today's guest, One, how are you? How's everything? There's rumors online that you've retired. Is that true?
I'm doing okay. I think I'm just busy trying to grow a long hair, but I don't know how long I can last because it's still I'm rimas.
Yeah, if you guys notice, One's hair is really long. He's also been trying to grow his facial hair, but yeah, you can't see it because it's too short and he's still a child. But yeah, okay, One, shut up now. I'm going to bring in the guest.
Yep.
Today we have a Singaporean wrestler. Yes, guys, I said it right. We have a wrestler in Singapore. We actually have a wrestling team in Singapore. We have the one and only Eddy Khidzer. Eddy, how are you, my man?
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
We're all good, Eddy. What have you been up to recently, with COVID and everything?
I've been taking a break from sport for a few months now. I think I'll do it for like another few more months, just to try explore something different. I've been doing wrestling for like almost 10 years, more than 10 years. So I just want to explore other things.
So you're like me, you sort of retired for a while.
Yeah, retired.
But why the break though, to be honest? Why the break?
Why the break? I don't know. I just want to explore other things, other than sport of wrestling. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think because when I find a job, like I just OR'd in February, and then I couldn't get a job because of the pandemic thing. And then, I realized my resume is pretty much empty, because throughout school years, I've been doing sports and then I never do any part-time jobs. And it's very difficult for, to like start off, like most of the job need like 1 year experience or like relevant experience. I mean, like I don't have any other than like wrestling credentials. So just want to open up, what's available.
That kind of sucks for you to RD during this kind of like difficult times when jobs are really difficult to find. But on the bright side, if you think that your resume is empty, you should look at Ridhwan's one. He doesn't even have one, right? One?
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to hire him. That's why he started his own gym.
I just kept throwing my medals with my resume. It doesn't seem to work though.
Yeah, because they're all bronze, dude. Nobody wants bronze medals.
Oh, it's not nice, man.
Okay.
Same for me, man. Same for me.
Now, Eddy, it sucks that you're on a break right now, but we got you in because you are one of Singapore's most forefront wrestlers. I just want to pick your brains a bit, of all the sports that you could have chose to focus on. I think me and One can attest to this. When we were younger, we used to wrestle a bit also because we watched too much WWE.
Yeah.
but you actually stuck to it, man. You actually went on to do real wrestling. Why wrestling of all the other sports?
Oh, I started off with Muay Thai, back in 2009, 2010 for like 6 months, and then the gym closed down.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and then at the same time, it was Olympic year, Youth Olympic year. So they tried to promote the sport. And then I also saw 2009 SEA Games. They featured wrestling in TV. And then in 2010, they like opened up for like kids class, satellite center, just to like promote the sport. And then I signed up for it, and then I just fell in love with it after that. Yeah.
What is it about wrestling? I mean, like, we don't hear a lot of people over here in Singapore or maybe even in Southeast Asia that likes, such a sport where it's prominently grappling. The sport is really huge over in North America and also in Europe. For us, we rarely hear people wrestle. But what made you fall in love with the sport? Is it about Is it the spandex that you guys wear, or is it the smell of another man on you? What is it, man? Spill the beans.
I like those guys wearing spandex, bro. It turns me on. No, man. I like MMA. Back then I like GSP, and I saw his video. He was training with the Canadian national team. So, and then at the same time, Singapore wrestling also just started. So I feel like it might, be an opportunity for me. At first I just started off like martial art just to channel my frustration at home. Having troubles in school and stuff. So I feel like martial arts or like sports in general just helps to channel your frustration to a good cause. Also not to get into like bad influence and stuff.
Are you like the pioneer batch for Singapore wrestling?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think so because the pioneer ones were like Sulaiman.
Yeah, anyway.
Melvina, Gabriel Huang, Aaron. Yeah, those guys are pioneer. I mean, I think I was a junior back cadets. I was only 16 when I started.
Has the scene grown quite a lot, though, you think?
Yeah, with the help of MMA, especially. And then we have high-level coaches coming in. Then
that's what I noticed. You guys got like this ex-Olympian, a Russian coach, right?
Yeah, back in 2009. Yeah, 2000 until 2012. Yeah, he's a 6-time world champion, 2-time Olympic champion. He's a Hall of Famer in wrestling. Sergey Beloglazov, from Russia.
Yeah.
How do you guys even get him?
Yeah, how did it happen?
Because apparently, back then, our president was very rich. I think that's how they have connection and stuff.
So your president is no longer rich. Is the Russian still here?
No, the Russians went home. I think now he's in the States. Yeah, Sergey is in the States now. We have a new coach, Artem Kotov from Ukraine also. Yeah.
Now you obviously are in Olympic wrestling. We had a guest here before who did Sambo. Yes. So, tell us a bit more about the difference between the two because, people, for me as a casual fan of martial arts, I know there's such thing as like Greco wrestling, there's Sambo, and then there's also Olympic wrestling. Tell us more about Olympic wrestling from an athlete's point.
The one I'm doing is freestyle wrestling. It's basically like the whole body, you can grab the legs, whereas Greco-Roman, you only grab upper body. And you get headlocks and body throws and stuff. Whereas Sambo, it's a Russian martial arts. Yeah, they wear pajamas and then tight shorts.
So I guess because they don't wear spandex, that's why you prefer Olympic wrestling, huh?
Yeah, like those guys wearing singlet,
Then you obviously will not pick up boxing then. Maybe amateur boxing for you because they wear singlets also, right, one?
But so I guess now you see you're gonna take a break and you're gonna explore certain things. And you like MMA. Is Sambo something that you want to explore or not really?
High level sports maybe not in the meantime. Maybe like just do it out of fitness. Just do it to get fit. And I think that might not be. Also during this COVID thing, there's no body contact, especially for wrestling.
Oh yeah.
All contacts are removed, and then you just drill shadow. Have you seen shadow wrestling? Like it's like shadow boxing, but just weirder.
Wait. But do you shadow wrestle in the shower?
Nah.
You know why I asked? I asked because every fighter that we've had on who does striking, right?
They always shadow box. Yeah.
They shadow box in the shower, all of them. Like Ridhwan does it, and if he doesn't finish his motion and stuff like that, he doesn't get out of the shower. That's why his water bill is really, really high, right, one?
I can pee lah.
Maybe in the toilet. I don't know. We don't know.
That's really interesting. Shadow wrestling.
Yeah, just like imagine someone's in front of you and then you just, shadow wrestling. It's like getting someone got possessed or something,
So you like, but I thought you have the dummy. You can't throw around the dummy.
I don't have that at home, bro.
Oh yeah, at home, yeah. You can throw the bag of rice,
You can be his dummy one because you are a dummy also.
Yeah, but we need heavyweights dummy, so you can apply.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking about my weight.
What's your weight? What's your walking weight?
Yeah, what's your walking weight, one?
Me, 66.
Oh, 66.
Yeah, we I think we fight almost in the same weight class. You are 57, right?
I wrestle at 61 kilo for yeah. I was 57 and then
It's too much.
yeah, it's too much weight. And then I get really, really scrawny and my collarbone was popping out. It's like
Man, I will see that on your Instagram. It's so sad to see you in that state.
No, it's I think it's interesting how you bring out weights and weight cutting because watching a lot of MMA, a lot of MMA fighters came from a boxing background, and they always talk about how those who have those who have wrestling backgrounds, they always thrive when it comes to weight cutting because they say they do it almost like a whole year round when they are competing in wrestling, right?
Yeah, so back in the States is every week I think they have competition.
So what's the difference between weight cutting for boxing or weight cutting for MMA compared to weight cutting for wrestling? I mean, when do you guys have to make weight and how long do you guys have until you guys fight?
A few years ago, it was a day before the weigh-ins, and now it's I think 3 or 4 hours before.
Wow.
For wrestling, yeah.
3 or 4 hours before means you guys have no chance to rehydrate.
Yeah, no chance. They try to eliminate weight cutting. I don't think it's healthy also. I don't know.
Oh, because I think they want to encourage people to compete at the weight where they are comfortable at. While people are still pushing the limits to be as big as possible, but be as light as possible.
Right. Plus also I think weight cutting is they think it's an advantage. The lower you get and then the next day you can balloon up. Or I feel it's advantage for them, but at the same time you're also when you're cutting weight you lose energy and you lose your stamina, and then cardio will also affect somehow. And I feel it's better to wrestle or compete at your natural weight. What's your walking weight? Maybe 1 or 2 kilos will be water weight will be fine.
So 61 kilos is a comfortable weight for you to compete at.
Pardon?
So 61 kilos is comfortable for you to compete in?
Yeah, I'm walking at 63 kilos.
Okay.
Yeah, walk. Just wear sauna suit and then just train as normal.
So how's your weight cutting process like? Is it water loading? Do you guys start off a sauna? Or try to make big weight before?
Mostly water loading. I drink a few gallons and then I'll write down each day how many gallons. Usually 1 or 2 days before you just want to cut as much. Maybe 500 ml. That's all you have left.
I mean, it's you talked about how, I mean, both you and one talk about how people who weight cut, they try to push the boundaries. The whole premise of weight cutting is for you to go down to a certain weight and then balloon back up because it gives you an advantage in size, right? That's why the bigger person always tries to cut down to a lower weight. Mm-hmm. Now, it's debatable or not whether it has any,
side effects.
Yeah, no, it's not about the side effects. The advantage is debatable because the debate is, do you want to sacrifice size for your health? You go in there dehydrated and stuff like that. But I think the interesting here is for wrestling, right? Wrestling is you are constantly in contact with the other person. So size, how much does size play a part in wrestling? Because it seems to me it's amongst all the other martial arts, the fact that you guys are grappling on the ground, if someone who is bigger than you has bigger mass, he obviously has the advantage. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it's correct. It's correct. Yeah, because when I go out compete, I'm always the skinniest and then the tallest, and whereas my competitors are always like short, stocky, like Hawk, mini Hawk. So they can like lift me up off the floor like really easily, where I have to use my technique superiority to to beat them.
So what's the ideal size in wrestling then? Because it seems that you said that being short and stocky, it's easier for people to throw you around, but in striking, I think it's like being lanky helps, right, with the reach one.
I guess so. I think it really depends on your fighting style. I mean, you can be tall. In boxing, you can be tall and lanky, but you don't use the advantages. But you can be short and you can also not be a good fighter. So it really depends on the skills that you have.
Yeah,
but there's always this term where they say a bigger fighter will always win a smaller fighter. If the skills are the same, the skill level is the same, the bigger fighter will always win the smaller fighter. As much as people say size don't win fights, skills do. I always beg to differ that, because I think the bigger guy will always win.
The size matters, yeah. Always matters.
Size matters, Iman. Size matters.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's why. That's why the three of us are here on a Saturday night. Eddie, you obviously went on to represent Singapore in the SEA Games. I think it's kind of apt that you said you started watching the SEA Games showed wrestling in 2009, and then 10 years later in 2019 you went on to represent Singapore in the SEA Games. For your own personal achievement, how big of a deal was that to go on and represent the nation?
It was my dream starting off wrestling. I just want to represent Singapore in SEA Games because make it to the Olympics is just too far-fetched. And then also make it to the Asian Games where you need to qualify against the Iranians or the Japanese, also a bit too far-fetched. So I feel like getting into Commonwealth or even SEA Games will be like something doable where I can easily achieve. And then starting off, getting the call of being selected in last year's SEA Games, it was an honor. I worked very hard for it. Though some people might think otherwise, but I try to put as much.
Who's this?
Tell us who. Give us the spicy stuff, man.
Who's the idiot?
Siapa?
Is there some people in the team feel like you don't deserve it or what?
Yeah, I think so.
Really? Wow. In the team? That sucks.
Because I'm not training as often because of other
commitments.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what was your SEA Games experience like? How was it in 2019? Take us through.
It was a great experience. In my first time SEA Games, my first SEA Games, and then hopefully more to come. It was eye-opening, and to be representing Singapore. And I was drawn because in wrestling there's like two group stage. The one they used the format for SEA Games, they used a group stage. I was with powerhouse of Vietnam, Philippines, Singapore, and Laos. Whereas the other group, there's I think Cambodia, Thailand, and Myanmar. So I placed fifth overall because I lost. Because the top two will go to the medal matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I lost to.
But was SEA Games your first overseas tournament? No, right?
No, it's my first major games. But before that, I went to Asian Indoor Games in Turkmenistan.
Wow. Where? What? Turkmenistan?
Yeah, Turkmenistan.
Too many stunts.
Yeah, Turkmenistan, Central Asia. And I also went to Asian Beach Games in Vietnam, Da Nang.
Okay.
We have beach wrestling there.
Oh, so you wrestle on the beach?
Yeah.
Do you guys
Yeah.
wear tights? Does the sand
Can
go
you
into the
use the sand?
tights?
Can you use the
Huh?
sand abrasions?
Oh, a lot of vibration there. On the face, everywhere.
You guys get timeouts because sand went up the wrong places and like you can't wrestle like properly.
It's like
Yeah,
wrestling sandpapers.
Ref, I
Yeah,
have.
just a few seconds, so you just wash your face and then go back in. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're thinking face. I'm thinking like somewhere else.
It's not family friendly, man.
I just said people, bro. Yeah, Ridhwan would know. He has a few of those.
Yeah, desperate times. Yeah, but for SEA Games, how was it? You went up against who again?
Vietnam, Philippines, and Laos.
So you had to compete against all three.
Yeah, all three, in order to proceed to the medal matches.
Okay, I don't know how to ask this nicely. Did you win them all or lose one or?
No, I lost. I lost to Vietnam and Philippines. I
Okay.
won.
Okay.
Because I was thinking if I were in the other group, I'll probably win. It has higher chances because I've beat Cambodia and also beat Myanmar before.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just luck. I feel,
It's your first SEA Games, eh? But how do you feel like the preparations to this SEA Games, right? Were you satisfied with it?
Yeah, it was intense training camp. Actually, it's like the proper training camp. We have guys from Kazakhstan coming in to help us.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we train twice a day, 7 a.m. in the morning and then 7 in the evening.
So
And
much
then-
structure.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
so
much.
much-
You wish you had that in boxing.
So much money.
Yeah, we had a proper I think 1.5 training camp, 1.5 months of training camp.
Wow.
Because also I was serving NS, so my camp was in Tuas. I was in the Navy, so Tuas Naval Base up till Badok, back and forth.
So, but they allow you to go out to train.
Yeah, only in the evening when I have duties. Because my duty is 7 days in, 7 days off, 7 days of work and 7 days off day. So yeah, when I'm in camp for 7 days, I only go out in the evening.
Wow, Tuas? Where is Tuas to
Tuas.
Bedok?
Tuas Naval Base up to Badok. Yeah.
You went but public bus or what?
Yeah,
Train?
of course. Public bus. Yeah. Train.
Why you never run? Wrestler what?
By the time I reach the gym, cannot already.
But you might have gotten the gold. Che, come on, someone who only got bronze.
Yeah, don't try to give people advice which you yourself never do. Please,
That's why.
please.
I need to make fun of myself first so that I can make fun of other people.
Yeah, just learn from me. Just make fun of them and then hope and pray that they don't punch you in the face.
But are you like heartbroken with the results or you expected it or what?
I was expecting a medal home, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you just do as best as you can. You just focus on yourself.
Do you cry?
Nah, I was that. I was stuffing my face with food after that. At the athlete village. Have you been there? Right?
Yeah, I've been there.
A lot.
I always feel like I am not going to perform well in a fight when like I am mentally I just want to get this done and over with because I want to eat. Then when I compete, I know I'm not going to be at my best because I'm too busy trying to make weight rather than trying to win the fight.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like I am sad that I lost, but at the same time I am glad that I can eat. So it's it's a mixed feeling.
Yeah, it's a mixed feeling.
Yeah, even if drinking like plain water is like heaven on earth, man.
It's better than sex,
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I've been
I don't know.
about that.
Especially when you cut to it, you smell like fried chicken or like pretty good. Nah, I'll choose fried chicken, bro.
Sure.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, me and Juan both cannot choose any other stuff because we are both married with kids.
Oh man,
So this kind of thing we go offline, bro.
Before that, I wasn't though.
Oh, you were not. Of course you were not. But you are still right now.
Asshole.
I mean, it sucks the way things pan out for you into 2019. But was there like a loss in? I mean, I'm just trying to piece things up here. You are taking a break from the sport. The SEA Games did not go the way it was. Is there a lack of motivation now, or have you been demotivated?
Yeah, there is a motivation. I'll be lying if I say I don't have. But at the same time, I need to think about putting food on the table, because sports in Singapore it's not paying, to be honest. And, I need to think like 5, 10 years, I need to like start earning it instead of like focusing on sports. It's just, it sucks, being an athlete in Singapore. It really is.
One, being an athlete in Singapore doesn't pay. You're sitting on a very expensive couch. Would you like to?
One is a professional boxer. He gets paid every fight. For an amateur,
Money, bro.
it's a bit hard,
Bro, have you seen Kurt Angle?
It's true though. It's true though.
There's a blueprint, bro. There's a blueprint.
Yeah, but Kurt Angle was an Olympic gold medalist, like a legit Olympic gold medalist, right?
I mean, that's what he said. I never researched it, and I believed him.
Yeah, legit.
You see his tights, you will believe he went to the Olympics.
We should have asked.
You guys see that? Yes.
The cauliflower.
The
yes.
cauliflower. Do you have that?
Yes, I don't have. I have this side, but it's not that bad. Almost blocking.
You don't have to wear the earmuffs thing when you wrestle. You don't like that?
Nah, only CC you were wear that.
He was gonna say pussy. He was controlling himself.
I will wear that if I'm wrestling.
Have you seen?
A badge of honor if you have it.
But you talk about how being an amateur wrestler you need to think about your future. You need to put food on the table, which I think all of us do. All of us at a certain point of time would have to think about it, unless you are crazy in the head like Ridhwan. He just went on with boxing and ran away with it, and luckily for him, the stars aligned, and he's sitting on a very expensive couch, which I don't even think is his, because if you guys notice, his background is a bit different today. He might not be at home. Somebody
I just broke into someone's house.
No, somebody threw the couch at the void deck, and he's just sitting there. But Eddy, wrestling might not pay in Singapore, but MMA does, and we all know, and that having a wrestling background is very important in MMA. A lot of the successful MMA fighters right now, Yoel Romero, Khabib, of course, all of them came from a wrestling background. No, Henry Cejudo is a wrestling Olympic champion. So, did that ever cross your mind? Maybe with your wrestling background, you could transition into MMA?
At some point, yeah. Maybe not as a career, because I don't like getting punched in the face. I get scared. Because every time they punch, I'll be like just trying to cover up, and it's very scary. I've been to MMA class in the old gym last time, so it's different. It's different sport.
But you are an MMA fan, right?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Big fan. I love MMA.
But just talking to you from here through the screen, I feel like you are sort of like disheartened, and you are like ready to give it up. As much as you say, to be honest, as much as you say you want to box, you want to go again and get 3 bronze like me. So, it feels like you are ready to give it up. I know you don't want to, but it feels like you are ready to give it up if you have to.
Yeah, reality sets in at some point, it has, you have to hang up the shoes at some point. Yeah.
I think you're sort of like at that point right now. That's what you feel.
Yeah. Like, after the athlete career, after that, you don't know what to do. It's lost.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm at that stage right now.
Do you get into that depression mode where you feel like nothing matters anymore, like you're done?
Yeah, all the time. Even like last night, I couldn't sleep thinking about what's next, what's in next month, what's next year or something. Just thinking about what to do after this. It's very stressful.
Now, since we've gone to a very heavy topic, and we suddenly become Dr. Phil, and this is Eddy's therapy for now. One, I'm pretty sure you felt that way before. Would you like to impart some of the knowledge and what are the things that you went through? And maybe, Eddy could pick up a thing or two from your wise, punch-drunk face.
You felt about what? About feeling lost?
Feeling lost, not knowing what to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure you were at that cross point at one point of time before you turned pro, or even now.
I think for me, it was more of like, I feel like it was a responsibility. I see it as my responsibility to take the sport to another level because I was given the opportunity to excel, but I just didn't excel the way that I want to, that I can. So I just went on with it, just had faith, and somehow I got lucky and just get on with it. I mean, for me, whatever work I do, all revolve around boxing. That's why I was a cleaner, I was a car washer, I was doing cargo. Whatever job I did, it wasn't really a career, but it's just something to support boxing. And I am lucky somehow that if everything falls into place. I mean, I'm not asking you to do what I did because it's a huge gamble, and I understand. And everybody have got different commitments, different responsibilities. So I think this is really a tough topic. I know like Sports Singapore have this kind of career jobs where they find for you jobs in companies that support sports people. But to be honest, I don't think it works. But I don't know, I mean, and try.
Also, I think like depends on the sport also, I mean, boxing, there's a pathway to go professional, can earn money from that. And then there's more, it's more widespread. People know boxing. So
yeah, but again, I don't think the Singaporean boxers are earning much though. Other than me, I think the rest are just
this guy other than me.
Yeah. But I'm not earning much also anyway. Most of the time I think I spend more money out more than getting money in. And to be honest, I also don't know why I do this. I mean, there are times when I feel like I'm done, but I don't know. I just choose to do it for maybe because I don't know what else to do. But what's the kind of career that you're looking at? Is it going to be something to do with coaching or something you study in school or what?
No, definitely not coaching. I've been asked a lot of times, like, why not do coaching? I've coached before, and it's very I don't have the attention span to like teach people like how to do a forward roll or like a real or proper takedown. I get very frustrated if people can't do it properly. So I don't think I'm a good coach.
and you think you're gonna be heartbroken because you wish you would be the one training for a competition rather than coaching someone else, right?
I mean, I don't mind coaching, to be honest, but just that my patience is very limited. I just get frustrated very easily. Especially kids too.
He can't stand kids. He's gonna wrestle them.
I feel like coaching is more tiring than sport itself,
Yeah. He likes kids as long as the kids is not his. As long as he can return them at the end of the day.
It's odd because we always try to encourage our guests to keep on doing what they're doing in order to find a path. But you are one of the few. I think we've had someone else also. I think Xiaowei was also at a. Xiaowei is a former national boxer who's also at a crossroads on whether
what's next for him.
What's next for him? But his situation is different because he is already a trainer and a coach, right? Now, I'm not a person who is deeply embedded in the fight sports in Singapore as much as I would like to, but I'm pretty sure that you can go pro in wrestling and become a professional wrestler, right? And join the WWE.
Yeah, that's acting, bro.
We got the SPW. Start there, bro. Start small.
To be honest, guys, I've been if you guys don't know yet, I mean, this is who knows, this is episode 34 or something. You guys, our listeners, have been listening to me for like 34 hours and stuff like that. But I used to be a sports journalist. I was a sports journalist for like 7 or 8 years with some of the biggest sports companies in Singapore, and I used to cover wrestling, to be honest. So I had an invitation to attend a Singapore Pro Wrestling. I think it's SPW, right? Singapore Pro.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was a Singapore Pro Wrestling event, and the special thing about this event was the owner of SPW. I forgot his name. I'm so sorry if you're listening to this, but he's a Chinese dude, and he called me up and said, "Hey, you guys need to come down and watch this show that we're putting together." I was like, okay, this is cool. And it's like, yeah. And a WWE scout was coming down to watch. So believe it or not, SPW or maybe even like wrestling shows across the region are being watched by the big dogs in the WWE, right? And I thought when I first heard it, I thought there's no way the WWE would randomly come and send a scout, right?
Yeah.
But the guy was legit. He even like gave me an email address where I approached and I actually interviewed the WWE scout.
Wow.
And so I went to the event. It was at Changi. Not having any expectations at all, right? SPW. I've never heard of them, right? I used to cover regional sports. I used to cover F1 and MotoGP. I don't really cover local sports to the extent at that point of time. But dude, when I went and I saw like 3,000-4,000 people.
Really? I didn't know they have a lot of fans.
They have like, okay, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 is exaggerating, but I'm pretty sure it was more than 1,000 people. And the thing is, right, they're not...
exaggeration level is like...
Yeah, it was quite high. I'm Malay, bro. I'm Malay. But let me tell you this, pretty sure they had more fans there than one of Ridhwan's fights when he was starting up.
Yeah, fair enough.
And here's the thing, right? Yeah, it's make-believe. For people who believe wrestling is pro wrestling, WWE is real. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it's not.
It's not. Exactly.
But I was in there, and there are pockets of people cheering, having chants for the local wrestlers, having like songs, and like they know the special moves, and they know what's coming up and stuff like that. It was like I was actually watching WWE, and I was so interested, man. And here's the thing, right? So I did a 3-minute piece on them. I did a 3-minute piece, and it went on my show, which was Hub Sports 360 back then. And then we put the piece online. Now we average around maybe 15 to 20,000 views on most of our local things and stuff like that. That SPW piece, within a week, had almost 100,000 views. Yeah, it was a booming. We were shocked, man. Wow. And we didn't know that there was so many. It was not just fans of wrestling in Singapore, but
people like clicking on it.
It was people sharing it. People in the US, people in Japan, there was people all over the world. They just love wrestling, and we did not know that there was such an appetite for such a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting it out there that, maybe with your background, you can be the Kurt Angle of Singapore.
Spandex, the bronze medal. You're so angry because you only got.
one teammate, his name I think is Gavin Yap. Yeah, I think he wrestles for SPW now. Yeah, he wrestled at 57 kilo last time too. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
At least you don't have to weigh in for SPW.
Oh, you don't have to. Even Rey Mysterio is considered heavyweight, is it?
It's a mystery.
Hey, but then again, according to what you say, Eddie, Rey Mysterio is short and stout. He's supposed to be good for wrestling, right? That's why he can throw the Undertaker around, no?
I never watched them, man.
Now, you've been. At what age do you start wrestling? And when you were growing up wrestling, did you? Who are some of the people that you look up to?
Mostly from overseas and stuff, because we don't have any local heroes here. And one of them is Coach Sergey, my coach. He was a well respected coach, and then also an athlete back in these days. So also Henry Cejudo, and a few other wrestlers, the Russian wrestlers. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of support growing up. I mean, growing up in the sport, because I have criticism from family members saying there's no Malay doing wrestling or martial arts.
Did anybody say that it's haram to wear the spandex?
It's actually a sunnah to wrestle.
It is a sunnah to wrestle, but not to wear the spandex. I guess. That's their argument. I think that's their argument, not mine. But yeah.
Yeah, no. So far, no.
So far, no.
But what is other than the typical stereotype of athletes cannot make money in Singapore, no Malays does wrestling in Singapore, well, what other challenges do you face when it comes to family?
Just criticism back in the days, but as I more and more be involved in the sport and then come out on TV or newspaper, and they start to be more supportive towards it. Yeah.
Would you say they are fully supportive now? Especially after the SEA Games.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I like to believe that. So yeah. Also,
but now,
in the 2015 SG50, remember Coach Kadir?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What was it all about?
Oh,
wait. What happened? What happened?
Oh, this is a funny story. Apparently, the producer thought boxing and wrestling is the same thing. And then they approached me. They thought I do boxing. they Googled my name, and then they saw wrestling, Eddy Khidzer, and then they asked me if I would be down for a project with a legendary coach, legendary boxer, it's Coach Kadir. And I told them during the interview, it's not the same, I think you should find it other people. But then they decided to just continue on, with the project itself.
Wait, what? They went on even though they knew you were not a boxer.
Yeah. Not a lot of people.
They changed the storyline, right?
Yeah, they changed the storyline. They say about Singapore fighting spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much that. Yeah.
Okay lah. I mean, they kind of salvage it lah. Probably because Ridhwan was too ugly for TV,
Yeah,
I saw Ridhwan also though at the gym. I saw you back in 2015 at the Farrer Park gym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was training there.
What were you doing in 2015 at Farrer Park, man?
I don't know.
Those were the times when you were still friends with Coach Kadir, yeah? When you were still grateful for all the opportunities that he has given you, right? The fact that you're sitting on a very expensive couch right now, if he didn't give you that chance, you wouldn't be sitting there.
I don't know anything, bro. I don't know anything.
Huh? Where's the apology, man?
Apologize for what?
Eddie, I mean, we always hear, over the last few weeks, we've had people going overseas to train. They always share with us how the culture is different in other countries and stuff like that. It opens our eyes. Some of our listeners, they get inspired by those, and they themselves want to go overseas and box on and learn some things like that. How is it like for wrestling? Have you gone for an overseas training camp? What is it like overseas?
I've been in training camp, I think, twice. One is in Thailand and one's in Philippines. The one in Thailand is it's more fun, I think, because we had wrestlers from Korea also. So
everything's more fun in the Philippines. That's what they say.
Oh, but I enjoyed Thailand better than the Philippines, bro.
Oh, good for you.
Well, which country?
Different, yeah, definitely.
You go. So how many times? No, what was the training like, and how many times a day do you train?
Normal 3 times a day. In morning run, and then at 10 a.m. is about mat training or weightlifting, and then the evening they have like sparring or like technical training.
But you already have a like world-class coach, like Coach Sergey, with you guys. So why will you like go overseas for training camp?
Just for
sparring, I guess.
Sparring partners, yeah. I think that's something we lack of in Singapore. Not having a quality high-level training partners. Because it's easy to like beat people here, but then in order to improve, you need to get beaten. That's how I think you should.
Yeah, that's why Ridhwan has never improved, because apparently no one in Singapore can beat him like one. Oops. Sorry. Sorry to dip into all the spicy stuff.
Not I say one.
Eddy, compared to overseas, the camps that you attended overseas, and also you've gone overseas to fight, overseas fighters, wrestlers and stuff like that. What do you think the local wrestling community needs in order to improve?
Right now, we're still developing. I feel like we have a good grassroots foundation. So we start off with focusing on kids wrestling, in schools and also like small gyms. Yeah, so far, it's been steadily improving over the years.
So there is wrestling in schools now. So wrestling as a CCA, is there like a national school wrestling tournament?
No, there isn't. I think just for like a few sessions for school kids. Yeah.
Or it's like an introduction to wrestling, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's like tough club like that. You have all the mischievous kids in wrestling.
Well, now wrestling is seen as a punishment.
It's a good channel for them to like.
Yeah. But then again, I think it really matters. What the future of the sport really matters, starting from school. I think if schools really cooperate with the associations, they really open up like for boxing or for wrestling. I think only then Singapore sports will go to another level. If not, I think whatever it is, I'm just gonna say it, we're not gonna go anywhere. Singapore sports.
True, it's true. Yeah.
Even if we have a Conor McGregor who talks so much, or a highly skilled boxer like Floyd, we will not go anywhere. I think the sport is just going to be stagnant, and we're just going to be riding on one person.
Right. Yeah. It starts with the kids. The kids are the future. Yeah. But also, I feel like the schools doesn't support combat sports a lot. That's why we have a hard time growing in schools. They see like combat sports like the way they can use to bully others and stuff, but it's not.
I think if they're an educator, I think they need to get educated, because I think combat sports is not about fighting with each other. Yeah, it's about fighting with yourself. It's about being the better person.
That's true.
I mean, there will always be the bad apples in whatever sport or whatever industry.
Yeah.
I mean, you have seen smart people swindling away people's money, but you don't stop teaching math in school, right? So.
Yeah, that's true.
One actually said something smart for what?
Works for TCW. Work for TCW. Yeah, so I think schools really play an important part. To me, where we can polish future athletes are from primary schools and secondary school, of course. Then the prime years, national service. If we can get like people from national service play soccer, football, or whatever.
Yeah,
Then we can get people from there to focus on the sport, because that's where all the hormones are. That's where all the raging hormones are. To put them to good use,
Yeah, other countries they have military sports also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, other than like packing KFC meals for National Day, you're better off wrestling.
Wow.
Vaccine,
Seriously. Sometimes I get like NS boys come into the gym doing a boxing trial, and I look at them and I'm like, seriously, you are what I'm going to rely my life on when there's a war? Seriously, dude. God, come on, man.
Unfortunate, man.
Wow.
So
we're gonna get blacklisted one. Thanks.
That's the reality. You want reality? This is reality. It is how it is. I mean, they don't have to take it. They can just I don't know.
Those guys in command school also, I feel like they're all book smart instead of hardcore.
Yeah, which is important, of course. I mean, we need the balance. But when things get dirty, when things get real, when you have a gun pointing towards you, I mean, we don't want to have the situation where the situation in US happened here, right? Yeah. I don't think it will happen, but we never know. So, I mean, a basic police officer or army guy should be able to punch properly, at least. Even if it doesn't hurt, but at least you can punch. And then it looks good. If you get stormed, it looks good. It's not like you punch and then you look like, you have psychomotor problems and I'm going to rely my life on you when there's a war. Hell no.
If anybody is in the army, police, or civil defense and need self-defense classes, Ridhwan will be available. He needs to buy a few more of those couches to fill up his house.
Yeah. I'm charging $500 an hour.
And if you guys want a wrestling instructor, we also have Eddy, who is actually really looking for a job also. he cannot coach kids, but if he can slap NS man, he's in.
But how about oil wrestling?
About what? Oil wrestling?
Oil wrestling.
Why are we going
Iman's,
to oil wrestling?
Iman's favorite sport.
I don't mind trying it just for the culture of it. It's very big. It's very big in Turkey.
Oh damn!
They do the olive oil wrestling. I don't mind going to Mongolia trying wrestling too. Just
it's good for the skin. It's good for the skin. It's ooh, it's so smooth.
The Indian, they have a mud wrestling, so it's like a mud spa also.
Hey bro, we already mud wrestle, bro, because we all mud. Mud wrestling is what we did where we were all growing up, right? With our cousins, our brothers, and for Ridhwan with his sister, because he only plays with girls. Now it's interesting. No, look. Back to serious talk, okay? Not oil wrestling, mud wrestling talk. You talk about how you want to try wrestling in other countries. It sounds like there is still a bit of fire in there. What's gonna take for you to really fully come back and channeling
compete at high level?
Yeah.
I feel like once I'm stable in my career, and then we see how it goes. For now, it's about within this years, just to develop myself as a person, and then we'll see how it goes. I'm not like retire. I'm just taking a break for a bit, just taking a break. Yeah.
Does it mean you are still training or not at all?
Right now, I'm not training. Yeah. But
so once you have a full-time job, you're just gonna focus on a full-time job, not wrestling at night, or
we don't know. We'll see how it goes. Because I don't even know what's happening in next week, so I don't know what's in the future.
Yeah, because I think what the risky thing about when we grow up and we do sport and we don't have money, and then suddenly we have a job which gives us money. I think it's either we get comfortable or we just get satisfied. You know what? This is putting money putting food on the table for my family. So I'm just going to do this, and then I'm just going to sacrifice my wrestling dream, or say, you know what, I'm not happy with this. I'm just going to juggle wrestling and work full time somehow and make it work. So I guess you are maybe at this point of your life.
Yeah, even if I don't compete like high level, I'll probably give back to the sport, like doing charity or like with like voluntary kids with kids and stuff. But I'm not totally washing my hands off wrestling, but I'll definitely like help out once I am stable myself.
It's nice to know, man.
How long have you been wrestling?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
So you're already at a 10-year mark. People say 10 years or 10,000 hours. If I'm not wrong, that's where you get really good at something. So, look, unfortunately for Ridhwan, he's been spending more time than that, but he's still not good at it.
I'm still the same.
I've seen Ridhwan fight. Not bad, yeah.
Not bad only. Wow.
No,
it's good. I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. Humble.
If you want him to be impressed, you wear tights. He wears spandex and box. He will be there front row for sure.
Turn on.
Now, Eddy, thank you so much for coming on the show with us and sharing your experience with wrestling, and also congrats. Firstly, congrats on realizing your dream on making it to the SEA Games. As a nation, obviously, we all feel proud that you represented us. Thank you so much for coming on the show and actually talking to us. Not a lot of people want to talk to us these days because Ridhwan is mad.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Already so fast.
Yeah, I mean, to wrap it up a bit, I mean, from my point of view, like I said, you've had 10 years of this. Take a break. Take as long as you need. If you're really meant to be in it, and if you really have fire in you, you'll come back for sure. Without a doubt. And if when you come back, you're gonna come back a lot stronger, and you'll have a fresh perspective. I mean, we have world champions in boxing in Singapore who left the sport for a few years, came back and become world champs, right? No, not world champs. I think some champs lah, right? What?
Somebody, I don't know.
Yeah, there are people who take a few years off, but they come back. They come back with a fresh perspective. They come back stronger. I mean, heck, Mike Tyson is coming back to fight.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, I'm afraid he might be sad, but I'm still excited to see him fight. But yeah, I mean, take all the time you need, settle what you need to settle. Once your mind is clear, you'll come up with a good decision for yourself. I think 10 years spent should not go down the drain. I think the fact that you represented Singapore means that you have some talent, even though, in boxing, sometimes when you win 3 bronze, people still think you don't have talent. In some people's eyes, you still do. So I wish you all the best in first settling what you have to settle economically for yourself and also your family. Mm-hmm. And, just so you know, when you come back, if you come back to wrestling, you're going to have support from people who listen to this podcast, and especially the both of us, right, One?
For sure, man. Yeah, I think you just do what you need to do. I mean, I can't advise much because I think I am in your position. I have been in your position a lot of times. So a lot of times I don't know why I'm doing it, why I'm still doing this, but I'm just choosing to do it. You just got to do what you got to do, man. Find that love again and just come back fresh. Because I think it will be a waste. I think Singapore still needs you. You've given your blood, sweat, and tears for the country. I think it's time that Singapore stand up and come together and support your dreams and to make it happen.
Appreciate it, guys.
I think eventually it will happen. I think we're gonna be the change. We gotta be the change.
The One Man Show is the change. We are already changing lives. Eddy, the floor is yours. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, or let us know where we can find you on social? If somebody wants to try mud or oil wrestling with you, where they can find you, let us know, man.
It's Instagram handle is Eddy Khidzer, same as name. Pretty much everything there. My Facebook too. Yeah. I shout out to my sponsor. My teammates, my coach. My friends, Hidayat, Hong Yao, Gabriel, Coach Artem, and my family too. Everyone.
Brilliant. Thank you for being on the show. I'm just going to wrap it up with one last question, right? If in the event that Ridhwan wants to wrestle with you, are you up for it?
We see how it goes.
because this is what I'm thinking about. This is brand new. This is all the spicy stuff all in one. I'm thinking, if one day we hit a certain number of listeners and viewers, what I want to do is I want to give back to all of the listeners, give back to the community. And what I want to do is that I want to get
charity match.
All the fighters from different sports to come and beat up Ridhwan. And I'll do a podcast on it while he's getting beat up. So we have like Sambo wrestlers, we have jiu-jitsu practitioners, we have wrestlers, who knows what else we have. All of you can just come down one by one and beat up Ridhwan. Would you be up for that?
I don't know. We'll see how it goes, man. Now.
All right. Juan, do you have any parting shots?
No, not really. But thanks, Khidzer, for being on the show. I know you were nervous, but thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
All the best to you, man.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Eddy, of course, for being on the show. Thanks, Juan, for actually still being crazy. And please return back that couch to its rightful owner after this.
Cut my hair.
Thank you. Thank you to all Singaporeans, actually, for behaving and not letting this COVID thing going out of control after we were released from our houses. Thank you, frontliners, for keeping us safe. And also, to the listeners of the One Man Show, I think we've hit the 10,000 mark in views and listeners all together recently. It's been a great honor to bring joy and laughter to you guys and to bring Ridhwan's really ugly nose back on air. We hope you guys keep on listening. Remember, this is the One Man Show, the number one fight podcast in Singapore, because we're the only fight podcast in Singapore. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and also Instagram. This is the One Man Show. We're out.
Size matters, Iman. Size matters.
Yeah, that's what she said, that's why. That's why the three of us are here on a Saturday night.